Well, hello, all my monocar building buddies. This here is Glenn's Models. I'm Glenn, and I am unanimous in that. Okay, where to start with my buddies here at SpotlightHobbies.com. Let me turn the light on. Yeah, they got some new stuff. They do. That Atlantis 57 Nomad. Uh, super sweet Atlantis 57 Nomad. I've had it before and I'm going to have it again. I don't have one now, but I will have. You just watch. Also, the Revel Stranger Things VWT3 van, Surfer Boy Pizza van. That's pretty cool. I never watched Stranger Things. I don't get it on the cable where I'm at, but I am aware of it. So they got that. So the 57 and the van. That van is also cool. And I'll show you something why I want one here in just a little bit. First, though, we're going to have a look at. No. It's time. Where'd he go? Shop card shout out. My buddy Billy at Krankenstein Creations. This is fast becoming one of my favorite channels. He's got a really creative imagination for coming up with stuff. You have to go to his channel and check out some of it, especially it's like a 29 Roadster with wings and big engine and propeller and everything. You just got to see it. It's one of those indescribable. It's one of those you can't describe. And so go check it out at Krankenstein Creations. You'll love this guy. He is cool. Really nice guy. Okay. Oh, and he also sent me these. They came with the shop card there. It's like a spring, but it looks just like that. Flex hose for radiator. There you go. Yeah, I'm going to use that. I'm going to make radiator hoses out of that. And maybe some fuel lines out of this. Yeah, it's smaller. I like that. That's cool. Thank you for those, by the way, Bill. Okay, now you can have some looks at this. I got to adjust. There we go. Yep, here we go. What the heck? Oh. That was my dyslexia kicking in just then. Shut up, I got it. Okay, let me go with right there. That's a good right there. This is the base coat, black base coat under a candy paint, and it's going to be under a candy green, what is it? Emerald green or something like that. Candy green. Okay, but first I want to fog some silver on these highlights here. So just where the light is shining to bring that part out. And also on this note, come here, Fing. I'll get it, buddy. You also want to come alongside this here peak here with some fog and some more back here on the leading edge of the wing and around the vent things. I don't know exactly. I'll figure it out once I get started. What do they say? Follow your muse, And all I got to follow here is barks. There's no cats, but I'll get it. It's coming along. Yeah, so this would be cool. And then once I get it painted, detail the motor and put it in, and suspensions, and the last of the scratch building will be the interior pods, which they just slide up from the bottom, Okay, and they're naturally it'll have to be all scratch build because there ain't no parts for that. Let me see, where am I going next with this? I gotta say it, dadgummit. Excuse my French, but somebody took the time to go into the comments and let me know that I sound like a dipshit. That was rude. I was like, ow, my feelings, I don't know why they could have just changed the channel, and went to something else. Said, oh, I don't quite fancy this fellow. I think I'll just change the channel. Nope. Took the time to pull up the comments and type in an insult and then be on his merry way. Now, that's rude. That's people that try to make themselves look smart by making other people look dumb. So, I wasn't going to say nothing, but it bugs me when people do that. I'd like to say I got a thick skin, but no, I don't. Okay, on with the real stuff here. This is, thank you, Gary Slintsy. Slintsy, I hope I'm saying that right. I don't mean to say it wrong. Grandpa's Grim Sleeper. Huh? How's that? That's a wonderful name, man. That isn't going to have a coffin in the back, so there you go. Got a sleeper in the back. Yup, Grandpa's Grim Sleeper. I got to get to Hobby Lobby and get some antique street lights and stuff to go around up there at the top and things like that. I need some for the Munster RV too, and I think for a couple other vehicles. That's what I like to use, is those antique street lamps from trains layouts. Anyway, yeah, and this right here is 2 primes away from being ready to paint. See, I got the front end figured out here, and it's still a little rough, so I'm going to have to work at least 2 more primes before I can paint it. But, and I realize even if I paint it, I got a long way to go. So, I went to my parts box, and I found this. I think it came from, I don't know the manufacturer, probably Monogram, though. 32 or 29 something Lincoln, maybe Town Car or something like that. It was a big old long Lincoln. It came with gangsters, some little dudes, gangster dudes, and a safe and some guns and a briefcase full of money. Yeah. Anyway, I really like this frame. It jumped out at me, not because the box was full and I spilled it, but from the way it looks. It's got this hump back here, which will fit. Once I trim it, that'll fit up inside there, give me some good suspension movement. And the back wheels need to be right about that area. So I'll have to shorten it from here to here. What is that? Half inch probably. But what I like is I like the way these things swoop up. Right? It reminds me of an old carriage with the horse in front. Yeah, it does. It's got that look of an old carriage, like you might see in Transylvania. So I think that's going to work out really good. Nice frame. I've had it forever. I ain't kidding. I think that frame has got to be 30 years old. It's one of the few things that survived the fire because it was at Donnie's house in a box in his closet. Fortunately, I did leave some stuff in the closet. Okay, now, how cool is this going to be? I love this thing. Man, Grandpa's Grim Sleeper. That's a good name. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate that, bud. Okay, now I have this fellow. Oh, just let him go, I guess. Because he got to have this guy up here, too. What's going on is, this is the box. If I can get it there without these guys crashing. It's 56 Chevy. I think it's Rebel Monogram. Or Rebel of Germany or something. It was one of the big flat boxes that you pull everything out the end. Hate those boxes. So I transferred it to that one. Anyway, what's happening here is I got the chassis all built for it up under there. I got some cheater slicks on the back and some steel slotted wheels, which I like. And what's going to be is this is going to have a tow hook on the back, tow ball, trailer hitch. And this one's going to be on the trailer. And this will be pulling it on the trailer tow team. But I'm going to paint this exactly like this. White on top, red along the bottom and on the hood. And then the trunk lid and inside the spear will be blue. Ha-ha! I love this paint job. And I know it's an odd one, but it's cool. It come out cool. The blue looks better in person. The camera is kind of washing it out a little bit. Okay, moving. Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty nice tow team. Oh, race car driving team. Now, is that it? Okay, I got stuff. Oh, I mailed my last batch of shop cards out. A few of them yesterday morning. So that should be everybody that asked for one. So if you asked for one and you don't get it within what, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, a month, I don't know, however long it takes to get from here to there. If you don't get one by then, send me another Gmail because I still got a few left, and I'll get you another one out. And yeah, still got a few. Let me check out my notes. Okay. Sorry, I had to hum for a minute. It's in my contract. Let me see. I was saying at Spotlight Hobbies, got that, what was it? It's the second generation VW van, the one that's got the headlights higher up on it and the little face. Yeah, I gotta have one. And I don't usually talk about the price, and I'm not going to say it, but it is cheaper than you expect, and it's not a cheap kit. I don't know. Somebody took my tail light. Yeah, and I want to make another one of these with it. This is just awesome right here. I had one before, and this is to replace it. And you'll notice it does have drive shaft leading from the V drive and another from the V drive up on top to the motor. And there's the exhausters, the front suspension. Inside, we got the big old Hemi with the alternator on it, sitting on check it out. How clever is that? I used one of those engine stands that you get with that Lindbergh pickup truck, 34 pickup, build 3 ways. That's one of those engine stands. That was clever. I didn't remember doing that. This thing is old. You know, after 10 years, it's hard to remember where everything came from. But I recognize that. That's fun. All righty. Yeah, and it goes back to the V drive from drive shaft. And there's the radiator. Got the fan blowing through it. And it comes out the back. Got to leave the back window open when you're driving it. Let the radiator out and the spider webs off of it. Yeesh. Man, I hate spider webs. Martha Stewart told me a long time ago to get a bottle of white vinegar in a bottle and put some a few drops of coconut oil in it and spray it around where you don't want cobs, and they'll go away. I don't know. I've never tried it. I keep forgetting when I'm shopping. I don't have any use for white vinegar other than that, so it's hard to remember. Yeah, but this guy need a second one of these. Make a match for it. I like that motor in the middle there. That's just cool. It is. It's just cool. Okay, now I showed Professional Street Vet last show. I guess that was, what is today? Wednesday? Last Wednesday. So I thought I'd bring out a couple of those. So y'all don't think all I build is gassers, which I got a lot of gassers. But I thought I'd bring out some Pro Street. This one is a very mild Pro Street, and it's also a Trumpeter model made by Trumpeter. I only have the two. I have this, and I have that 62 3 or 4 Nova that I showed on my last show, and this guy. They're beautiful models, man. I wish they'd put out a wider variety of stuff. I'd buy them all. This chrome is actually a metal chrome over the plastic. You try to scrape it, you can't scrape it. It's tough. You can take sandpaper and sand it where you want to get it to stick, and it goes down inside a groove right here in the side. fits really good too, man. Let me just show it off a little bit. You can't see the interior because side windows, the whole roof, the whole top window thing was one plug, and I didn't feel like cutting the side windows out. But you can still see in there a little bit. That mint green interior. Excuse me. And it has opening trunk, but nothing back there much. Oh, check it out. They even got the inner trunk braces. Separate, too. You got to glue them in separate. I know I should have painted them, put them together, but I really wasn't planning on anything in the trunk. And I didn't want to glue it down because it's an opening trunk. How often do you see those? I did paint under the hood. There's a motor. Yes it does. Got a big block Chevy in it. Why not? It's a Pontiac Bonneville, is it? Heck, I don't know. It's something like that. It's got a neat looking under the hood, though. Nice motor. I could use some of that springy stuff to put up a radiator hose on it. Okay. Oh, I love the color on this, too. It's kind of like a mint green. It's a little darker than what... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, more like that. Okay, setting her onto the side, and I pull out another one. God, why not? This is, what is this, 70 or a 71 Chevelle? I don't remember dates real well. I know because I've stood up a lot of girls. That's a joke. A stupid one, too. Let me get this in the picture. I was sitting there looking at it up over the camera like a doofus. Okay, got some interior. Man, it don't really show up all that well. Got one of those cool shifters though in there. Can't see it. I don't like doing dark interiors. And here's the under the hood. It's got that same big block that was in that last one I showed you, that Pontiac Bonneville. Is that what that was? Okay. But I didn't do much to it. It's just in there. I was thinking about going back later, you know. I've said this before. Sometimes I'll make them exist, you know, bring them up to a certain stage, and then I'll kick them back and finish it up later. Like, I still need to put the exhaust on here. It's got the Bluetooth drive shaft already. And, yeah, but the rest of it's cool. It just needs the exhaust. Chevelle. I like the color on this, too. It's sort of it's white, and I put just a tint of brown in it. You give it sort of a, let me see. Yeah, sort of just a off-white. Okay, loving that. And now, for those of you who say, well, you don't put much detail in them. I used to. My nerves won't let me do this. This fella here is easy 15 years old. You know, but when I built it, I said, I'm going to put everything in this that I could possibly think of. There's a radiator in the back with the cooling fan on it. And you can see it's got the hoses running from it into the motor. Got the little fill cap up here. The headers go out through the tailgate. And if you look down in there, you see the hydraulic line leading to the clutch. And shifters. Shift linkage. Yeah, it's in there somewhere, I guarantee it. And there's the V drive. Coil parked on the radiator there. I don't know why. Some more of the radiator hose. Fuel lines. Wait, turn it around. Got all the fuel lines on there. Thing. Where you at, boy? Here I am. Got the fuel lines going up here and off of that block. And I don't know where that goes, but I imagine it goes somewhere. Neato. I love this. I passed this car on the highway one day. It had a big blown motor in the back of it, and he was just rumbling down the road, and I zoomed past him in the other lane. Excuse me. And I said, whoa, that is so cool. At first I thought he was hauling a motor in the back, but then I noticed that the motor was running and the blower belt was spinning. Let me see the interior. Oh, check out the interior, man. I even got that same checkerboard motif going on. Got the wood grain steering wheel. Yeah, there's that checkerboard and some speaker decals where I cheaped out and used decals for speakers. And then on the front, we have the roll pan. And all right, now here's a lot of detail. There is the fuel tank, heater with the hoses going back, the brake booster with the brake lines coming off of it, the steering sector and battery. Yeah, pretty sweet. Excuse me, a bunch. I don't know what that's all about. I like the checkerboard thing here too. You can't, it used to have purple, a little bit of purple tint to it, faded out over the years. Man. Okay, one last one. It's that Dart. Everybody's building this Dart right now, you know, on different channels. I guess there's some sort of a Dart off going on. Group build. I've had this guy forever. Let me get that spider webs. Dadgummit. This one, I love the color on it and the black hood. And oh, just like all of this one, man. This has been one of my favorites for a long time. Let's look at the interior. Now this is the color interior, like that buckskin. Got a fire bottle back there. There's a steering wheel, got a shifter, a little bit of dash detail, nothing to brag about. Got the wing on the back. An old rusty bumper. I didn't make it that way. My chrome fades around me. I don't know why. Ooh, hey, that's not bad. I got plug wires in there, and I managed to get some fuel lines on it. I just don't go to this level of detail anymore, though. You know, it's gotten too hard for me to do. It's too hard on my nerves and on my eyes. But I still got a few that I have done, so I can prove that I used to be competent. Okay, now some news. I was informed on my last video too that I have offended somebody with my story about how the guy slapped his girlfriend and how she just jumped up and climbed up on him and beating on him from one. He had to comment and say guy hits a girl and girl hits a guy, and we all laugh about it. Oh yeah, that's funny. And why? He could have just turned the channel and watch something else. No, he felt like he needed to make himself look smart by making me look stupid, or whatever his intentions were. I hate people like that. If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. Quit being stupid, okay? Anyway, so now I gotta quit telling stories. Yeah, on account of I don't want to offend people, and I don't want to have to go through any kind of hassles with anybody, so I'm kidding. I got another story. It's a quick one, and I don't care if I offend a bunch of people or not. I'm not a big baby. If you guys want to call me names and stuff, go right ahead. Haters gonna hurt. Haters gotta hate. And if it makes you feel better to make other people feel bad, well, then you're a you-know-what. All right, this story is... Yeah, I still got time. My dad used to take us down to visit here in Mississippi. We lived in Indiana, and him and Mom would load us up in the car, and we'd come down here to visit with grandmas and grandpas and stuff and all the family. And Dad had, at the time, he had a 51 Chevy, and it had the biggest back end. The back seat is a four-door. It had the biggest back seat and floorboard I ever saw. I was little, I was like 5, 6, 7 years old, something like that. I was just a little guy. And here we are cruising down here, and I get lulled to sleep. I lay down in the back seat and listen to that rear end whine, because you could hear the differential whining on them old cars. That would lull me to sleep. That and the tires. It was a concrete slab highway with tar between all the sections. So when you're driving down, it went constantly, and Dad said that drives him nuts. And I just let it put me to sleep. But woke up when Dad pulled off the side of the highway and stopped. And what's the matter, Pop? He said, got to use the bathroom. And I looked around and said, where? It's all dark outside. Ain't nothing here. He said, go up there in them bushes. And I did have to go to the bathroom. I guess I left that out. I said that earlier. So me and Donnie, we jumped the ditch and went up the little bit of a bank there and up through the bushes. And we were fixing to go to the bathroom. And I heard, I heard something in the kitchen. Y'all go check it out. There better be an intruder or you guys are fired, man. Oh, where was I? Yeah, just as we were starting to use the bush, we heard, and I thought, that's not good here in the darkness. There was a full moon. I could see, but not real good. And I turned around and looked. Yep, there was a big old bear way back behind us there, about, 30, 40 feet back. And I didn't stop to measure, I told Donnie, I said, let's get out of here. And so we pulled up our pants and took off running down the ditch. We could hear him behind us. And I knew he was right in behind, reaching for me and clawing at me. And I could feel his breath on the back of my neck. And Wanda, she was probably maybe 10 at the time. She opened up the back door so we could jump in. Me and Di leaped into the back of the car and shut the door and turned around, looked up at the window to see if the bear was fixing to hit the car, and didn't see him. Didn't see him anywhere, but you could hear him up there. And then it hit us. We realized, he's just using the bushes for the same reason we was, trying to pass a porcupine from the sound of it. So, yeah, that's all that was. I know the last little bit was for the joke of it, but that really did happen. We saw the bear and ran back in the car, and I added the rest. So if you get offended by the words bear, poop, or woods, you should have changed the channel already. Okay, I love everybody, man. I really do. Even you guys that want to be mean. So if you don't mind, give me a like and a comment and a subscribe and share and all that stuff. And this is a really long episode. I'm sorry. And I will see y'all later. Bye.